So this is going to be my second fragrance I've tried from the house of Trussardi. Is it going to be better than the first one that I tried? Stay tuned and find out. Alright, so today's video is going to be another unboxing, first impressions, and update video. This time I come from the house of Trussardi. We have Amber Oud. So Amber Oud from the house of Trussardi is a men's ambery woody fragrance released in 2016. The nose behind this fragrance is Amandine Clerc Marie and is an eau de parfum concentration. All right, let's check out the presentation. All right, so here's the box for Amber Oud. As you can see, we don't have a lot going on with this box. We do have a nice shiny gold box. I do like the little crest it has here. Not sure if this is the Trussardi crest, because I do own another from the line, and I don't remember their other box having the same crest, but I could be wrong about that. I don't see too much wrong with this. I do like the gold and black. It's nice and shiny. It's heavy, good quality for this box. Let's check out the bottle. All right, so here's the bottle for Amber Oud. We do have a nice gold bottle here. It isn't as shiny as the cap. I thought it was actually going to be sort of matching the shiny gold cap, but it does not. It has the same crest as the box. We do have the same crest here on the cap, if you guys can see that. Nice heavy metal cap with plastic on the inside. Gold atomizer. Nice looking bottle from the house of Trussardi. All right, so here are the notes for Amber Oud. In the top we have elemi resin, pink pepper, geranium, and lemon. In the mid we have oud, incense, and benzoin. And on the base we round things off with leather, patchouli, vetiver, and amber. Yeah, so I have a little bit of experience with the house of Trussardi. I did try Reflesso Blue Vibe. That was a suggestion from Chad over Gentleman's Journey, and I did like that fragrance. I believe it has some plum and some tobacco and a couple of other things, maybe some honey. That's a nice fragrance. It wasn't blue at all, so if you guys are expecting a blue fragrance from that one, you're not going to like it. But yeah, I haven't tried anything from this house besides that one, and I saw this one for sale online on one of those local selling apps. Got it for 30 bucks. I think it's like 70% full. Maybe that's a good price, maybe it's not. But at the time, I thought it was affordable. I really just wanted to try something else. I did read a couple of good things about it. Tried not to go too in-depth on what this fragrance is about, because I really just want to, keep it a mystery until this video. So let's give this fragrance a first impression. All right, clean hand. Pop the cap. Couple sprays. Oh, excellent sprayer. Okay. Definitely getting the leather. Very leathery. It's sweet from the benzoin, I believe. The oud is here. I'm getting a Middle Eastern oud. It's not super in your face. It's not super plasticky. But it's got a little bit of that Middle Eastern oud. The plasticky kind. It's not very barnyardy or animalic or anything like that right now. The amber hasn't kicked in just yet. I'm getting a lot of that vanilla, or that benzoin, which kind of comes off a little bit like vanilla to my nose. I believe benzoin's very sweet and it's kind of smoky and resinous. Yeah, the oud note isn't too bad. It's funny, it smells like there's rose in this, but there's no rose in the notes that I found online. I believe it was for Granica. It smells like sort of a rose oud combo, but there's no rose in this, so maybe it's the geranium that's kind of giving it that floral sort of oud vibe. But this is nice. It smells a little familiar, right? This is going down the lines of those typical oud fragrances with the floral note in there. And it's sweet. Not as sweet as like some other similar fragrances. But it's sort of along those lines. Middle Eastern oud, little floral, leathery, smoky, and sweet. Not a bad fragrance. I think I was a little worried about, because everyone has an Amber Oud now, right? I think every house has their take on an Amber Oud fragrance. I was a little disappointed to see they sort of just, kind of went with this name. Sort of been done 1,000 times before. This composition isn't too bad. I'm guessing this is just Trussardi's version of that, their take on that sort of oud scent. Really am getting an oud rose vibe again, but there's no rose in this, so it's not killing it. Like they're just somehow something else is giving it that vibe in this fragrance. So if you guys know what those fragrances smell like, you're kind of going to get that with this one. So this one really isn't groundbreaking, but I'm definitely getting quality here. It's not booming off my skin like other similar fragrances. I guess, it is eau de parfum. But this isn't like super strong like Oud Satin Mood. I believe that's from MFK. That's a fragrance this kind of reminds me of, or even that cheapy but goody. Is it Frank Olivier? I think it was just called something Oud or something or other. I'll put the name down here, but I gave that cheap but good fragrance a really high marks because it did remind me of that MFK fragrance, that's Oud Satin Mood. But it was like $30, you know. This one I think I found it for like $40 online, which is not a bad price. Not sure if that's cheap but good, because I would definitely steer you towards that Frank Olivier fragrance first before I would have you try this one. But this isn't a bad fragrance. Again, it's sweet, but it's not super syrupy sweet or just super in your face sweet. It's just enough sweet. Touch of the plasticky oud, touch of the animalic bit. It's not barnyardy though, so that's good. This is definitely a very wearable fragrance. I don't think you're going to offend anybody. No one's going to be like, who has the barnyard smell, or nothing like that. I do think it's masculine, but a lot of these fragrances, honestly, that are similar to this, or in this line, this type of fragrance, are unisex. So I do believe a woman could probably pull this fragrance off going off the first few minutes here, because this composition is very similar to others. Waiting for that amber note to come in. I'm pretty sure it's here. I'm pretty sure I'm getting some of it, but I'm hoping this is going to be a deep and resinous and spicy, powdery amber towards the base. But right now, this isn't a bad fragrance. It actually smells kind of nice. Has some quality there. Again, obviously can't talk about the performance just yet, but it does smell like it's going to have some longevity. Maybe some projection. We'll see. But right now, not blown away, because this has been done 1,000 times before, but not a bad fragrance. I think if you like the House of Trussardi because of Reflesso Blue Vibe or some other ones, and you're looking at trying something else from the house, this might be something you might want to try, because I do get some quality here. I do feel like this is not a bad release. Again, it's just, we've sort of been down this road before with other houses. Definitely a woody fragrance, nice and woody. I don't know what woods are in. What woods are? We got the oud. That's really about it. There's no other ouds in the list of there's no other woods in the list of notes. But it was classified a leathery, woody fragrance, I believe. Kind of has like a pencil shavings type of woody smell. And again, I know that oud doesn't really go down that road. So something in this is giving it that. Maybe it's the LME resin. Maybe it's giving it a bit of like a resinous sort of woody feel mixing with that oud. Yeah. I didn't say that I got the lemon, but I do get a citrus vibe that was on top earlier. I failed to mention that, but yeah, I did get a fruity sort of citrusy vibe at first spray. The pink pepper makes it nice and bright and playful as well. So this isn't a bad composition. Again, I think if you're trained to just go, okay, that's rose and oud, or that's just another oud fragrance, and you're probably going to not like this one right off the bat. But if you start looking at the notes and you start to kind of delve into what the composition's about and how it smells, it is a decent little composition. And again, I do think this could be unisex, because I'm getting like the sweet powderiness coming off this fragrance that I think would smell good on a woman, actually. But again, unisex. Maybe slightly more masculine because it is a bit woody, but right now, not a bad fragrance. Looking forward to seeing where this one goes. So I'm going to wear this fragrance today. In the next few days, give you guys an update shortly. Talk to you then. All right, guys, well, I'm back with my update for Amber Oud from the House of Trussardi. Yeah, so for the last couple days with this fragrance, and I gotta say, I do like this fragrance, but it wasn't groundbreaking. Like I mentioned in the first half of the video, it did remind me slightly of a couple of others. Yeah, they didn't have the rose note, but I still got a floral sort of oud fragrance that if you try this fragrance, you'll probably think, yeah, sort of smell this one somewhere before. But it was a nice scent, don't get me wrong. I really did like the oud in this. It's not too overpowering. It's sort of a plasticky oud. It's not super daring or barnyard or too animalic. It's slightly animalic later on, but not that much. The lemon note in the top was really nice. Honestly, I got the lemon note throughout the life. At times I would get sort of almost like a lemon pie sort of feel, because it has that benzoin, right? So it gives like a vanilla feel. So sort of got a lemon meringue pie sort of feel mixed with an oud note, which is not a bad little fragrance they got here. You know, it smelled really nice throughout the day. I didn't really have too many complaints about this fragrance, except that it sort of reminded me of a couple of others. Longevity for this fragrance was 8 hours, and for an eau de parfum, that's really good. Projection for this fragrance was average. This is an eau de parfum, and I got decent little wafts of it throughout the day. It wasn't booming by any means. Definitely wasn't as strong as the MFK that I mentioned before. Might not even be as strong as the Frank Olivier that I mentioned. But this one's no slouch. It does get good little scent bubble, nice little scent trail throughout the day, and I did get wafts throughout the day, so I knew it was still there. You know, definitely not going to fill up a room, but the projection was pretty good. Occasions for this fragrance, I'm going to say, are evening events. Yes, it sort of has a fresh sort of, you know, opening with lemon and some pink pepper, but it's not fresh enough to where you can say this would be probably worn best casually. I do think this one is very sexy and very thick and sweet, and it does have that oud note, and it does, to my nose anyway, feel like it would be better for evening occasions. You know, date night, suit and tie, dressed up. Probably maybe too sweet, too oudy for work, but I do think it's strong enough for the club. Seasons for this fragrance, well, that opening does have some lemon and pink pepper, which sort of gives it a little bit of a freshness, but overall, this one's going to be more of a cool to colder weather composition. This one does have the amber in it and the leather. It does have some incense and some benzoin, and all those notes really do lean towards the colder months of the year because this one's very thick and sweet and heavy. So I'll probably just reserve this one for the cooler to colder months of the year. Ages for this fragrance, I'm going to say, are 25 and up. I do think this is a very affordable oud fragrance, and so with that, I do think the younger audience might gravitate towards this one because it is a little less expensive than some other oud fragrances on the market. But also, if you're trying to break into the world of oud, and you're not trying to get too animalic or too barnyardy, Amber Oud here might be your safe bet. I mean, it's easily affordable. It's nice and sweet. Yeah, it does remind me of a couple of others, but I think it's a safe buy if you're trying to break into the world of oud. So I think 25 and up would be a good age range for this fragrance. So overall, I do like this fragrance, but I don't love it. I did say it sort of reminded me of a couple of others on the market already. At least it sort of just went down those lines. This one doesn't have the rose. So if you guys didn't like the rose note in the fragrances I mentioned before, or just any other oud rose combination fragrances on the market, you might like Amber Oud actually, because it doesn't have actual rose in it. It just probably my brain just picks up the oud in the floral from the geranium and just automatically thinks that it's rose. But it's not there. So that's, you know, could be a plus for some other people out there who don't like the rose oud combo. But this one is a nice fragrance. I did like the lemon note in this. Like I mentioned a little earlier, that it did sort of have a lemon meringue pie sort of powderiness to it that I really, really liked, that I would get in other fragrances, kind of like Chanel Edition Blanche had sort of a lemon pie sort of feel. This one kind of has the same feel, but there's oud in it. And there's some incense in there. Again, the leather isn't too prominent in this fragrance, but it's still there. You get wafts of it every now and then. I did mention in the first half of the video that I do think it leans unisex, or it could go either way, but I think it leans more masculine. I still think that a woman could pull this fragrance off, but guys, don't be afraid to really to want to try this fragrance if you're thinking it's going to be too feminine, because it really isn't. It does lean more masculine. Like I said, I think I found this for 40 bucks. You know, easily affordable. Like I said earlier as well, if you guys, you know, are trying to break into the world of oud, I think this is a safe buy. Or if you're just trying to try something new from the House of Trussardi, like me. I tried the Reflesso Blue Vibe, which was a nice fragrance, and I was like, okay, that was a nice fragrance. What else do they have to offer? And I've heard of a couple of others from the house. I do believe Gentleman's Journey, he did put up a couple of other fragrances from the house that he really liked. I need to check out those videos so I can take those recommendations, and you know, if I have some extra money, we'll pull the trigger on those and let you guys know what I think of them. But yeah, I mean, this is not a bad fragrance, guys. The better the price you can get for this one is going to be the better situation for you, because I do think if you like a little bit of oud and you like some sweetness and you like some a little bit of amber, a little bit of incense, a little bit of leather, you're going to like this fragrance. I think it's worth a try. All right, guys, so now it's your turn. What are your thoughts on Amber Oud from the House of Trussardi? Let me know your thoughts on this fragrance down in the comments below. All right, thank you guys so much for watching our video on my channel. If you like this video, please click that like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on those notifications for future First Impressions videos and fragrance-related content just like this. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Dollars and Cents. There, you'll find fragrance-related photos and future contest winners. And as always, until next video, you guys take care. Thanks.